Doing another Solex product. These are unique, once again, to this company. So they've developed a lot of really unique products, equipment, devices, things like that. So Sefi Dots, these are like programmable materials, essentially. They're very small and they're adhesive. You can use them with the AO scan to imprint a wide variety of different frequencies into them, and then you can put them on your body, okay? Now, what I'm going to just show you in this video, and we'll probably do another video on other uses for these Sefi Dots, is that they are programmable by not just AO scan, the device yourself, that you can use through your phone or tablet, but you can also actually program them with other devices out there, just so you know if you didn't know that. But as far as like what I was going to do in this video was I was just going to show you something really quick that's very powerful, a very powerful way to use them. In other words, on an area of the body that affects your health in some significant ways. And so I'm going to pop over here to this website over here. This device is not on the market yet. I am going to be involved in helping to roll it out and sell it. So if you do want to be notified as soon as it is available, which is very soon, it's kind of like the Rolls Royce of vagus system treatment. Now, what you can do with your Sefi Dots, though, is first off, I just want to say there's a lot of information on this part of your nervous system, the vagus system or vagus control network. There are other devices out there for the vagus system. They're okay, some of the ones I've seen out there. But you can actually work on your vagus system with the Sefi Dots, okay? And to the extent you do a good job or get good effects, you have to know the anatomy of how you interface with your vagus system. Definitely, guys, read up, guys and gals, on the vagus system. It's a part of your interface with your central nervous system, your autonomic system, and it affects many, many organs in your body. It helps link a lot of your lower organs to your brain. It's profoundly implicated with just optimization states, anti-aging, stress, emotions, psychology, and inflammation, inhibition, immune system. Gosh, like it's just endless, honestly. It's that much of an important system. So I'm going to zoom in here, and you can basically take, I wish I could make this one bigger. Anyways, I'll put the link in the description, okay? So if you can see here on this inner ear lining here, okay, it's basically showing you like this, there's different cranial nerves, okay, that affect different parts of your brain first off. And you can access some of those points on your face and also in your ear. Your ear is part of your face, obviously. And so it's actually showing you these points that are connected to different parts, okay, of your nervous system, your brain, or your vagus system, okay? And there is something known as auricular. It has to do with the ear, that term auricular, okay? Acupuncture. And there's another website that I'll put a link to below in the description where they have some really cool products for ear acupuncture and things like that. The reason I'm going to send you that website is because there is some guides in there and some free training that basically, so go below in the description, make sure you check that out. In the other link, there's free training on auricular acupoints in the ear and other points in the body. You can use those Sefi Dots and get a really powerful effect sticking them on the correct points. Okay, does that make sense? So you can kind of give yourself at home, you can stimulate different acupoints, acupuncture points that connect to different parts of your nervous system. And this is powerful medicine because if you alter nerve signals and help your nervous system to have a better self-regulatory immune sort of function, metabolic function, you can really have a wide cascading effect on so many different areas of your body, okay? So, so you can kind of use the information that's on this website, and they do have some other, like other images and things like that. And then I'll put a link to the other website as well, and you can kind of pick up some of the free information about where else you might want to put these dots in the ear, on the face, things like that. I'm a big fan of using Sefi Dots on the head, okay, on the face, ears, in other words, what I mean, parts of the neck actually even as well, because of what I just said, because you can affect your nervous system and thus affect the rest of your body. Okay, so it's really like profoundly systemic. So to the extent that you just randomly stick these places, like, you know, depending on what you program them with, they might have an effect, but they might not really do a whole lot. If you put them on the right points on your body, though, you could have some profound effects. Profound. Okay. So I am also going to put what do you call it? Another link to a company that sells patches. That is, I think, also an MLM, LifeWave patches. I'll put a link in below in the description. The reason I'm going to put it there is not directly to the company, but to a book, an ebook that goes over, again, these different points on the body, different acupoints and areas where they put their patches, and you can 100% take that same information about the body and where they're putting their patches, and you can basically custom encode or program your Sefi Dots and put them on the same area of the body. So I'll give you an example. So like if you're in the other ebook and you're like, oh, if I use this part of my body, it'll greatly help my digestion, okay, or my stomach or whatever, okay, right? So you get the point, right? So you find out where that point is, okay, or maybe it's major like stress-induced digestion issues. Okay, so you find where that point is, and then you simply go into your AO scan and you can encode or program that dot with digestion frequency or a stress thing or a homeopathic or whatever it is, right? So you can do that, and then you put it on that point that you learned about from the other ebook. Does that make sense? So I will also include a link to that ebook so you can kind of repurpose. And it's really, really good information because that other company has been like dealing with patches and acupoints on the body and stuff like that for like, I don't even know, 30 years. So they're pretty dialed in as far as where these important points are in the body. And if you're also wondering, like, do these companies just like create these points? No. No. These have always been in the body. And honestly, research and study on those points has gone back thousands of years. All right. And mainly you'll find that most active in the roots and what is called traditional Chinese medicine, okay, and acupuncture, which has a ridiculous amount of research and case history. In other words, actually working on people and producing certain effects. So we know a lot, and there's also a lot of modern continued studies and research on these points. And now in the last like 30 years plus, 30-ish years or 40 years, we then started to use technologies and devices and all these other things to try to stimulate those same points in the body, but again with different tools to see if we could get other effects, other benefits. Does that make sense? So like there's another tool that Solex sells, which is like a red light sort of frequency device, and you can use that and you can touch some of these same points in the body, and that might be another thing you want to experiment with. Okay, once you have figured out like, oh, I have this symptom or I have this health goal, this would be the point on my body that might be helpful to stimulate. Okay, so you can also use that other device, red light type of device. Okay, and then you can use these Sefi Dots. So it's really cool, right? So you can really kind of grab this information. You can also go onto Amazon and you can go under like Kindle books or ebooks. And if you go on Amazon, just start to look for things like vagus points or nervous system acupoints or acupuncture points, you know, for stress or for pain or for whatever. You'll find some very user-friendly books there that show you where these points are in the body for different needs, mental, emotional, physical, okay? And again, you can just take literally those points. You can think about your own situation and figure out, you know, maybe I should work on these points. And again, take the Sefi Dots and then just put them on that, okay? So one last thing I'll leave you with is that there are some points on the body that kind of, when you read about them, like they have a very like wide effect on the body. They're like central channel sorts of stuff. So they affect like all the other meridians and a bunch of different organs. And so they're kind of like these like master points. You'll come across it. Um, so those like primary sort of points, so to say, that affect many systems. If you now think about like, oh, okay, so like what would I put there? Like what would I program there? What I would recommend for that sort of stuff is take a Sefi dot, and you would want to program it with um, one of the scans, so the optimization portion of the scans, right? That's very like systemic, right? So body systems, for example, you know how body systems on the AO scan device, and if you're watching this video, you're like, what are you talking about? One of the flagship products or devices is called AO scan, and you can get it on your phone or tablet and whatever with a special headset, and it was adapted from a more extensive desktop sort of system with a bunch of hardware attachments and stuff. Anyways, so basically you'd want to use like body systems or comprehensive, all the organs, and or the vitals, and you'd want to use like check off every single part of the vitals, and you can actually program then the Sefi dot or dots plural with meaning you're just going to take more dots and just put them on the screen, right? So you can actually program them with all of the frequencies that are coming from one of those scans. And a lot of people don't realize you can do that. So it's very simple. So you can just basically take your dot, and when you're running the optimization portion of your scan, you just simply take that dot, and before you hit optimization, put it on the top of the screen, like the upper portion. Remember how you imprint, there's the upper portion, lower portion. So it's kind of the transmitting area, the same transmitting part of the screen where you're transmitting or encoding or programming. So you put in the same region on your device, and then you hit optimization for that scan, okay? And what that's going to do then is put a lot, thousands or whatever of frequencies into that dot. So you're kind of like taking all the optimization frequencies that you needed for that scan and putting it into the dot or dots. And then you would take those or that dot and you put it on one of like the primary, like more the master points, okay, on the body, according to acupuncture. And also you can do that for the vagus system points, because the vagus system connects with so many areas of the body as well. There's also just some primary points. And again, according to like acupuncture stuff, like the back of the neck, right where you feel that bump, that big bump on your vertebra in the back of the neck, that's like one master point. Your forehead right here in between the eyes, or your third eye. So you can put a Sefi dot right there, or like it's kind of like a little bindi, right, according to India, and then you can walk around and put your hands in prayer and talk about the AO scan. But basically, that's another point. And I know I'm forgetting another one, and gosh, where is the other point? Anyways, so usually a lot of them are central to the body, the front and the back. And the other thing is like symmetry. So there's like a couple other really primary points in the body on the right side acupoint and the left side of the body. In that sort of situation, you'd program two Sefi dots, and you'd put one on that right point and on the symmetry on the other left side. Does that make sense? So now you're really making sure you're getting all the channels on both sides. You get that symmetry. You program both of them with the exact same frequency sets. Does that make sense? So if you're not working on like a central point, master point, then you can work on balancing, okay? So if it's that same inner part of the ear on your right side and your left side, okay? And you're gonna have a stronger effect, basically, if you do that. So I just wanted to kind of share that there is a lot you can play around with these Sefi dots, and definitely get creative. Think about now these other companies, these other products, these other sources of education and information, and you can definitely borrow from that. The very last thing I'm going to say, because I love talking, is that basically you can go and also look up essential oil guides for acupoints and like emotions and vagus system. You want to use those types of keywords. You want essential oil books or guides or ebooks that basically are talking about exactly where to put specific oils or Bach flower remedies, okay? That's another book, on different areas of the body to have different effects. Those books also exist, okay? And you can go in there and say, oh, I got this emotion, or I got this problem, or this condition, or I got this, or whatever it is, I got this symptom. Oh, they're putting this thing on this part of the body because it has this quality. The thing they're rubbing on has this quality to it for this symptom or this effect. Does that make sense? They're already giving you the information. So you can easily then just take that same info, go into your AO scan, and find exactly, usually you can almost always find that same compound or quality or frequency for whatever that thing is. And it's, again, you're just kind of backing into it. You're then just saying, okay, they're working with that part of the body for this, this, and this. Cool. Well, that would probably, now that I know it's that area of the body, that's significant. I'm just going to go in for AO scan, download a couple things, and then put the Sefi dot on that area. Does that make sense? So again, you can also borrow from like essential oils and Bach flower remedies. Okay. There are, I think, also some color therapy books as well. But again, this is all about just kind of borrowing from other areas where they've learned about these different special areas on the body, and then just kind of playing around. So I know it's a lot of information, but don't overlook Sefi dots for this reason, okay? Because if you're really precise about these areas of the body, you can get very targeted, and you can sometimes get more direct, quicker effects for your body, very, very powerfully. In other words, you can affect things in the body sometimes more significantly than just using the AO scan programs on the device, on your headset, okay? You just have to be a little more targeted about what you're doing. It's also helpful for younger kids, okay, where they don't always need like a lot of stuff that the AO scan has, but you just want to get very targeted about a specific behavior or a specific challenge they're having, and you can kind of work on like these specialized different areas, their nervous system or acupoints, allergies, you know what I mean? The more targeted you are, sometimes with younger kids, sometimes you get a better effect. Anyways, thanks for watching. This level of coaching and guidance and all this kind of stuff, this usually happens through our Solex team. So if you do want to join and come on board, there is a link below in the description of the video. And then we kind of walk through, like, do you even need the Sefi dots, right? And or when might you need them? You know, there's a lot in terms of how you constellate for yourself or your clients or whatever, your protocols that you put together to reach your end goal, to achieve and continue to optimize. Thanks for watching.